In this course, you're going to have a lot of assignments where you need algebraic solutions in order to get full credit. Since you're going to be turning in several of these assignments in Canvas, it's important to understand how to enter an equation, an algebraic equation, in Canvas. So your first assignment will be how to enter in those equations. We're going to see how to do that here. So in that assignment, there's going to be a sequence of equations. You're going to enter those in. Now, when you turn it in, you're going to be taking these equations and replacing the uppercase letters with lowercase letters, but I'm going to show you exactly as they're written with the uppercase letters. So you'll click on Submit Assignment. That will give you a box where you can type things in. So we're going to look at equation 1 here. And this equation 1 is a linear equation with x. And so we'll click the Insert Math Equation button here, and that will give us a box where we can type in equations. So we can scroll up in the background, we see that we need an x equals, and then we want an x, and then we have a subscript I. So we have a panel of templates up here, and we can click the subscript button, put an I there. Then you can either click outside of that subscript box or press the right button to go forward outside of that box. Then plus sign, and then V. Now we want a subscript again. You could click the subscript button again, or if you type an underscore, so that's a shift minus sign to get an underscore, it gives you a subscript that way too. You type IX. Press forward again. You type an asterisk, shift 8, that gives you a multiplication symbol. Now we want a delta. So delta is a Greek letter. Click here to go to the Greek panel, and then capital delta is what we want there, and then T. So that gives us our first equation there. Scroll down here to insert equation. You can see it adds this. Now this is an image after that, so you can't go back and edit this equation, so you want to make sure that it's correct before you click insert equation. In our next equation, we're going to have this with some numbers in it. So we can see we want a delta again. We know how to get that in the Greek panel. We have an x equals. Now we want a 1/2. So we can do that as a 1, and then the forward slash, that's the button that goes with the question mark, 2, and then press forward. Notice that after you press the forward slash, it gives you the denominator area. Press right to go forward to get out of that. And now if you press the open parentheses, it gives you both the open and closed, and you're automatically inside there. So you can go 5.20, and now we want to type in the units meters per second squared. Now, if you were to type m and then that forward slash, it puts everything in the numerator. There's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't look like this nice, neat units that we want here. So backspace, backspace to get out of that. And what you can do is there's a template button here for a fraction. You press that, and it gives you a template with a numerator and a denominator. So you can press an M, press forward to get into the denominator, press S, and now there's another template button for superscript. Press that, and we get a superscript by the S, and we can put our squared to get those units. Press forward, 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 and there we are outside that box. Parentheses again, 3.30. Notice that you will be replacing these numbers with different numbers. And we need seconds, so press S to get seconds, and then press forward to get outside the parentheses. We want a superscript again. You can use the template button, or you can press the caret. that's shift 6, and that gives you a superscript as well. So many of these template keys have a hotkey associated with them. And once we're done with that, you can press Insert Equation. Okay, equation 3. So we're going to insert math equation, and we're going to have A equals. In order to write it this way, the way I have it here, we're going to press our template button. And we want V, and then we want a subscript, so I'm going to use the underscore key, and then an F. Now, this is a weird thing. It does this to me every time. I don't really know why. It looks like it's putting that F as a superscript. It will do it correctly. It'll just look weird for a little bit, so just keep on going. Press forward to get out of that. Now it looks like it's beside the V. Just keep on going, and it'll be fine. Capital V, well, I'm doing capitals. Another underscore to get a subscript I. Forward, and now we're in the denominator. We want a capital delta T. By the way, you still want a capital delta. And there we have our equation. Now, I'm going to show you something here because we will need this for equation 5. We've been using what's called the basic view in order to create these equations, either with hotkeys or these templates. Sometimes you will want to use what's called the markup language in order to make these. And so sometimes this is math markup language, MathML, or a language that's called LaTeX. And these are languages that are used to create equations either for display on the internet or in, for example, journal articles or PDFs. And this language shows you how to take text commands and create equations out of them. So for example, we have a backslash, and then frac tells us to make a fraction with a numerator and denominator. The first set of curly braces tells us everything inside needs to be in the numerator. We have a V underscore F, exactly what we had typed, right? And that tells you to have a V with a subscript F. V underscore I, the underscore tells you subscript I. The second set of curly braces tells you the denominator. A backslash capital D delta tells you if we want a capital delta, and then a T tells us a T, right? So this is how the computer is actually being told to interpret these equations in order to mark up this equation to actually display it. When we get to equation 5, you'll see why we actually need that. But equation 4, we will just need the basic editor. So we're going to have T equals, it's easier to do this with the template again. Oh, sorry, we want basic view for this. So I'm going to backspace there, put in the template. So in the numerator, minus b, we want the plus minus symbol. So we can scroll over to this and hit that. Now we want the square root symbol. So that is right here on the main template pane. And then we want b superscript squared minus 4 times, so press the asterisk key to get the multiplication symbol, a times c, press forward to get to the denominator, 2 times a. There we go, insert. Now we'll get to equation 5. Now, when we do equation 5, still going to click insert math equation. We're going to start doing what we can do with just the normal template items. So we're going to do a sum. We're going to type in F. Now the problem here is that using the standard template, we cannot make this into a vector f, right? There are arrows over here, but you can't make the arrow on top of the letter using just the standard arrangement of buttons. I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. We're going to set that equal to m times a. Now, in order to make these vectors with the arrow on top, we're going to click on Advanced View, and you can see what these the basic notation it already has. We have the sum symbol, and we have the multiplication symbol, is called a C dot. Now we want the F to be a vector, and we want the A to be a vector. So the way you do that is a backslash vec, and then put the curly braces around the thing you want to be a vector. So now the F is a vector F, and you can see down in the preview here, that's the vector. And you can do this for A as well. And there we go. We have the Newton's second law, sum of forces as a vectors equal A times acceleration as a vector. And we can insert that. Okay, so that is what you need to know in order to write equations in Canvas.